Thanks all of you for joining in. A very warm welcome. This is Massivo's first of the many series that we'll be hosting in the forthcoming months. So today it's our first one for the 2024 period. And our topic is centered on adapting to product sustainability standards. This is a topic that is crucial for reducing environmental impact, ensuring regulatory compliance, and meeting market demands for eco friendly products. Additionally, it is also vital for cost savings, innovation, investor appeal, and enhancing long term business viability. For this very reason, we have two esteemed speakers who will be sharing their wealth of knowledge and experience with us. We are honored to have 𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗁 joining us today for our webinar, where he will be speaking to us on navigating the future by adapting to product sustainability standards. A little bit about Alok. Alok is an accomplished professional with extensive expertise in product management and sustainability. With a career spanning over 2 decades, he has been instrumental in driving sustainable practices and innovation within leading organizations. As a thought leader, Alok has consistently advocated for integrating sustainability into core business strategies, ensuring that companies not only meet regulatory standards but also achieve long term success. So, his insights and experience make him a valuable contributor to our discussion on the evolving landscape of product sustainability today. Please join me in welcoming 𝗪𝗃𝗏𝗁, who will be speaking in the second half of this session. We also have with us Sandeep Joshi, an accomplished executive, transformation leader, and sustainability champion with a successful track record of leading enterprise transformations across industries. He is a veteran in sustainable business strategies, digital transformation, and cultural transformation. He also holds extensive experience in finance, insurance, telecom, and retail industry verticals. He has led, delivered, and coached digital, consumer, institutional, corporate banking, product development. He's also into consulting, infrastructure operations, technology innovations, and has built many high performing engineering teams. Please put your hands together wherever you are for the creator of sustainability itself. Sandeep will introduce sustainability to us and also provide insights on sustainable product management. Over to you, Sandeep.
Thank you so much, Feni, for such a wonderful introduction, and welcome Alok to this session today. And I really appreciate you being here, and we are able to do this from a ground up perspective because we see a lot of webinars where we only talk about things, but this is where it comes together, where we are talking about both not just the theory but also the practice of doing things together. So thank you so much. And let's go forward with our agenda. Maybe if you can go to next slide. All right. So in terms of the logistics, we will be looking at Q&A in the chat window. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in at any point in time, and we will be responding to them. We will have last 15 minutes for the Q&A, but then if there is a pressing question that needs to be answered there and then, we will try to do so during the session as well. But our preference is we will try to keep Q&A at the end of the session. Most of you are already on mute, but then in case you have a very long question which you will need help typing in or you can't type in, let us know. We can unmute you from here as well. Okay. So thank you so much for the logistics. Then let's go to the next one where I will share about what the agenda for today is. Right. So in terms of our agenda, the first few minutes I wanted to set the context around sustainable product management before we go into the product sustainability standards. So standards drives how we create sustainable product, but before we go into that details and nitty-gritties of what sustainability standards are there and how do we adhere to those or how do we apply those to create sustainable products, let's try to understand sustainable product management a bit. And then we can go into the sustainable product management, where Alok will come in and then talk about how do we set the foundation for sustainable product management, how do we look at different regulations, what regulations are there, and then he will also share a cradle to cradle approach in terms of how do we take an end to end view and not just a point in time view when we are designing, developing, building, and creating products. And then we will go into Q&A. We also have some bonus content for all of you, which we will share at the end. You will also get the copy of this presentation for your own reference and consumption. So let's get going with sustainability as the first topic, and I'll talk about some of the thought process behind it and some of the ideas behind why we created this. All right, so let's go to the next slide, please. In terms of those who are in the industry, many of you have been in the industry for long enough and you have seen different types of transformations. Every organization we work with, they might come up with innovative names for their transformations. Sometimes we call it business transformation, sometimes it is agile transformation, sometimes digital transformations, and business process reengineering, and so on and so forth. Depending on which anchor you pick and choose, you have a transformation. I am yet to meet an organization where zero transformations are happening. Every organization in transforming in some shape or form. And the irony is 75% of those transformations actually fail. Why it fails? Because of so many reasons. And if you search on Google and now ChatGPT and Gemini, you will find out that the reasons are not unique. They are very contextual in nature. So many of the times you will see that the transformations are failing because of the leadership buy-in or lack of uh, unified structure or lack of alignment across the end-to-end value chain, lack of approach on prioritization, and so on and so forth. Then one of the key things that struck me when I was doing my research on sustainability since 2010, most of the organizations uh, were running some in some shape or form sustainability programs or sustainability transformation programs. This I would say as an industry, sustainability actually picked up after 2020, where now, if you see, previously, Chief Sustainability Officer as a role wasn't even there on any of the companies. It was more mainly sustainability analyst and sustainability, reporting executives. That's what we were seeing before 2019. Since then, we now have chief sustainability officer almost across the globe. Every company has one. What it means is companies have a strong focus on sustainability, plus they are now getting serious about it. But how serious they are getting is a question, right? And that's where one of the things that we have been seeing in the industry is more than 90% of the sustainability programs fail. Why they fail? Because they're always considered as a separate program as opposed to an embedded program to the organization's way of working or organization's approach to deliver things, deliver products, deliver operations, deliver services, and so on and so forth. So, one thing is very clear. Number one, we need faster and better ways to do things. Number two, the planet and nature are unforgiving, right? So you might do like the recent example of crowd strike, where the systems went down and it caused a global like catastrophic incident. People will forgive, but nature won't, right? When we basically go for and we are seeing this, right? The flood in Dubai, for example, few days back, or the flood that is happening currently, or the heavy rains that is showering across not just India but also the southern America, and so on and so forth, right? So there are enough signs of fatality, enough signs of nature's craving for change is being seen across the globe. And that's where we started looking at sustainability and agility together. And that's where sustain agility born over a period of last 10 years. If you go to the next slide, I'll just go to the key points around what it means and what it kind of refers. It's not a word play that just create a word called sustainability. There is an intentional um, aspect to it, because we wanted to change. It's not just the ability we are talking about. You might have an ability, but you might not use it, right? So when we say sustainability, the ability to sustain, it's not enough anymore. We have to have agility to sustain. When you are sustaining, you need to be agile enough, you need to be nimble enough in your approach to respond to the changes that is happening across, because there is nothing called stable environment anymore, because your environment across you, around you, is changing. And that's where we come up with a set of core values and focus areas, um, which basically drives the practices and principles forward to get to what we call as a positive planet. So when we talk about a bright future, it's not just about our people, it's also about our planet and also about our enterprises. So most of the time, when we talk about sustainability, a lot of people consider sustainability as an add-on and not really aligned with business profitability. But sustainability is something which is very much aligned with business profitability as well as business sustainability together. And that is what makes it very different than your traditional sustainability. Those who are very interested in this topic can go to sustainagile.org and then can join our community. It's an open source, I would say, project where you can come join our community, contribute, and help accelerate the adoption of this.